E3 is always exciting, but especially on the cusp of a new console cycle. Emotions run high as companies attempt to outdo each other on power, price, and library. 2006 was no exception. The Xbox 360 was a known quantity and already had a head start on the next-gen marketplace. Everyone was eager to see what Sony had up its sleeve in response. Expectations were particularly high, given that the new console would have to follow in the footsteps of the commercial juggernaut that was the PlayStation 2. The conference kicked off with some bluster and chatter.
We have said on many occasions that the next generation doesn't start until we say it does.
Then a look at the PlayStation Portable's upcoming games and services.
Software sales for the PSP have been just as impressive. We are closing in on 50 million units shipped worldwide, with 545 PSP games on the market to date.
Then, finally, it was time for the main event. You could feel the air in the room disappear as the entire audience, journalists and industry professionals alike, held their breath. This anticipation was met by one of the goofiest live reels ever seen at a gaming event, which is saying a lot.
What I love about the PlayStation is the feel of the controller in my hands. I like the hard plastic and the little knobby bits.
We were then given a look at the console. The reaction to the physical design was mixed. It was black and shiny and certainly looked like the PlayStation 2 in many ways, but at the same time, it was bulky and lacked the sleekness and sharp lines of its predecessor. Then there was the long line of games that were intended to show off the hardware, both in terms of visuals and innovative gameplay. What followed was a series of gameplay demos that ran from decent to awkward to underwhelming.
What I have running on a PlayStation Portable here is an interactive wing mirror which is actually being rendered in real time, and this is being synchronized directly with the PlayStation 3 to give you an accurate position looking backwards from your track. So you can position this next to your TV screen and see for yourself what is coming up behind you.
To downright embarrassing.
Let's see if he shows up. Oh, here it comes.
Look behind you.
He's all the way at the end of the screen, so if you'll hold on a second. Oh, here it comes.
Then, finally, the kicker. The moment of truth. The big one. After all the games, the hardware, the promises, it all came down to the price. No one knew what to expect. Would Sony price a system based on the cost of the Xbox 360? Would they try and undercut Microsoft's machine? Kaz Hirai flipped to the next slide and revealed the information people had been anticipating for months.
In North America, the PlayStation 3 will be available at retail on November 17th, 2006. The 20 gigabyte PlayStation 3 will retail for $499 US and 549 Canadian dollars. And the 60 gigabyte PlayStation 3 for $599 US, $659 Canadian.